And we're covering Washington, where Amy Coney Barrett was officially sworn in as the next Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court by the Chief Justice there this afternoon. That follows last night, the Senate voting 52-48 to confirm Justice Barrett to a lifetime role just 8 days before Election Day. Joining us now live to break it down, we welcome back Dr. Lee Hanna, a professor of political science at Wright State University. Lee, welcome back. In its first term, the Trump administration has now put 3 justices on the U.S. Supreme Court, which is highly unusual. And at age 48, Amy Coney Barrett's going to be on this court, you would think, for several years. It seems to me the takeaway here is that the Trump administration, whenever it ends, either now or in 4 years, will have a lasting impact on the federal courts. Your thoughts?
Yes, you're right. It's pretty remarkable. In fact, 15 of the last 19 justices have been appointed by Republicans. The last time we had a majority of Democratic appointed justices was 1969. So this is pretty remarkable. President Trump in a one term has gotten 3 justices, and just one short of Obama and Clinton combined, who got 4 between the both of them. So you are right. Coney Barrett is very young, which means that he will have a long legacy, whether he's a one-term or a 2-term president with the courts.
In her remarks last night, Justice Barrett says she plans to, of course, judge each case independently, objectively, but this does give conservatives now a 6-3 majority on a full 9-person court. We've got some important issues potentially coming up here very soon. The ACA, possibly Roe v. Wade, possibly an election dispute. The impact of Judge Barrett on all of those and more.
Yes, you're right. We used to always watch Justice Kennedy, and then the last couple of years it's been Justice Roberts. And now that, pivotal justice may move all the way over to Brett Kavanaugh, who is quite conservative. And you are right that we have some big cases. The ACA will be re-examined, and that decision won't come out until June. There's a big case related to religious liberty out of Philadelphia that will be important. And she could be asked to weigh in on some type of recount issue, much like a Bush v. Gore from 2000. So her presence compared to Ginsburg is a significant swing in the direction of the party, or in the direction of the court.
Lee, finally, briefly, if you could, again, the vote last night, 52-48. Republicans have been catching some flack for how quickly they kind of ramrodded this process through. Some of those Republican senators are on the ballot next week. Could they feel repercussions?
You are correct. I will tell you that a Gallup poll showed that when Barrett was first announced, approval for her confirmation was about 37%. Over the course of the hearings, that moved up to 51%. So that maybe gave some of these senators a bit more confidence. But certainly Susan Collins in Maine, who's really at risk of losing her seat, is the only Republican who voted against this. You have some other vulnerable Republicans that are taking their chances that this will not, at the end of the day, be something that would lead to a backlash at the polls. But yeah, you definitely saw some movement related to how that could affect the senators at the ballot box, much like we saw in 2018.
All right, Dr. Lee Hanna, Wright State University, we thank you once again for joining us today here on 5 on 2. Take care.